So Reuben is the firstborn of 12 sons of Jacob. And Jacob becomes Israel. So these 12 sons become the 12 sons of Israel. And these 12 sons become the 12 tribes of Israel. So they become the whole nation of Israel. So this is a pretty big deal. So let's go back just a little bit and find out where Jacob came from. He was the son of Isaac and Rebekah, actually of twin sons between Jacob and Esau. Being twins, it was almost a tie, but Esau was actually born first and then Jacob. So Esau was heir to the birthright. Jacob won the birthright by selling a pottage, a bowl of porridge, to Esau. Later, Jacob tricked his father Isaac into giving him the blessing that would go to the firstborn, his brother Esau. Obviously, this was very upsetting to Esau, and Jacob was in dire trouble, so he had to leave as soon as possible. He left with instructions from both his mother Rachel and his father Isaac to go to the land of Haran and find his uncle Laban. Surely Uncle Laban would take care of him, and he might even find a nice wife among Laban's daughters, his cousins. So Jacob left Beersheba, which is in the very southwest corner of Palestine, even south of the Dead Sea and Gaza, and go 400 miles to the north and east to Haran. And indeed, he found Haran and the flocks of Laban, and lo and behold, one of the first persons to greet him was Rachel. And after watering the flocks, he kissed her and wept. I think he fell in love. He worked out a deal with Laban to work for 7 years for the privilege of marrying Rachel. Laban tricked him and gave him Leah, her sister, as his first wife. After another deal with Laban for tending the flocks for another 7 years, he got Rachel as a wife. And in Genesis 29:31 it says, "And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, Surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me." And so finally we come to the word for this lesson, which is Reuben 7205. And glancing down, we see that the word looked is the Hebrew word 7200. So these two words may be related. In other words, Reuben may have something to do with looking. We see the word for 7205, Reuben, is Resh Aleph Vav Bet Nun, Reuben, and we see that it means behold a son, and it comes from H7200, which is the word that we saw in the last screen, and the word H1121, which is the word from our last lesson, Ben, or son. And so we see that Reuben is a construct of Ra'ah and Ben, or Reuben. This is a characteristic construction that is going to be repeated many, many times. We might see a name either preceded by or after the name, a descriptor or a verb that will be a part of the name.